I thought I would take more video and kind of just show everything at once here. So I took the platforms and everything apart, and so I have uh, the what does that say? Focus. We got the 0.8 millimeter. The two of those going up and down. That'd be Z, and then I have the 20 millimeter leads back and forth, and another third one left and right. Now I have the firmware, I believe, is shown here. 1.7.6. Let me make sure there's not another screen. Go to firmware update screen. 1.7.7. Check for updates. Latest versions installed. Okay, so now let's go into control. So the machine will move. Let's start with Z. So they're both moving. I haven't actually seen if these ones do it or not. I suspect they do not. So it's as low as they feel like going. Whether or not that's correct, I would imagine that's possibly correct. So let's go home now. Wait, those are quiet, aren't they? It's so much nicer. Bit slow, but that's okay for this application. So it's going. Okay, so that's done. So now let's try front to back. As far as it goes, they're both pretty even, and it's physically not possible to move them any further, even by pushing them by hand. And now let's do the same for the left to right. Same thing. Physically stuck, cannot possibly go any further. Seems to move well otherwise. Again, I can send it back home. Yeah, so that all works. So it's just it physically is unable to go far enough. Now if I even power it off, just to show you by hand here, and this is how I first noticed it when I was assembling the platform. It's as far as it goes. I've got a ruler here. There's another 2 inches of stroke, a hair under 2 inches of stroke that should be there. It isn't. And the other thing I could say is when it was home, I tried to do that command from the console to see what the switch status is, and it said all of the switches were open, is what it said. So I don't know if there's anything else I could tell you. Obviously, I think that rules out, an assembly issue. I think that falls out any kind of firmware or software issue. There's clearly something wrong mechanically with these three. And let's see how this one goes. This one moves slower. I don't know if this one needs to go any further than it does or not. This one also doesn't go any further than that. The maximum stroke. Which is actually even further. That one's 3 inches. I'm not convinced that one needs to go any further, but these ones do. Because if you try to home it, it can't. Or if you try to calibrate, it can't. It goes to as far as it'll go, and it tries to keep going and just makes a bunch of noise, and you gotta kill the power. So I would imagine something was assembled incorrectly, and I'm not adverse to taking it apart, but I can't do that without you telling me to. So thank you.